NASCAR Canadian Tire Series has arrived at Riverside International Speedway for their annual visit. And with only 2 races remaining on the schedule, the race for the championship trophy is on.
Canada's best drivers have raced right across the country for a most prestigious prize, the 2012 NASCAR Canadian Tire Series Championship. With 2 events to go, the push is on, and only one person can get their name engraved on this, the ultimate Canadian racing crown. Racers' lifelong dreams are playing out before our eyes. Make a mistake and your day can become a nightmare. Do it right and your dream can end in a championship. From the heart of Nova Scotia, TSN brings to you the 11th race of the 2012 NASCAR Canadian Tire Series presented by Mobil 1. From Riverside International Speedway, this is the Wilson Equipment 300. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mini Bristol of the Maritimes. I'm Dave Bradley, along with Adam Ross and Todd Lewis is trackside. Adam, the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series Tour has made its annual trek east to Antigonish, Nova Scotia. This is one gorgeous track.
Dave, this is a beautiful facility in a great part of the country, and the people in this area of the Maritimes are great race fans. They've got a real treasure with this speedway, a fast, 2-groove, third-mile, high-bank track. And there is no shortage of excitement here.
And you know what? You're right about one thing, is this track is absolutely fantastic. The grass is well cut. The facility just looks absolutely perfect every time the series comes to town. And last week in Barrie proved to be pretty exciting on its own. The points leader for most of the season, DJ Kennington, had his troubles with a faulty fuel pump, regulating his super clean Dodge to 21st position, believe it or not, as nearest competitors dueled for the win in a green-white checker shootout. Pete Shepard rose to the occasion, taking on the win.
And Dave, the results coming out of Barrie tightened up the point standings, and now Kennington's feeling the heat as Andrew Ranger and J.R. Fitzpatrick both made significant gains.
And both of those drivers race well here at Antigonish, and tonight's race should prove to be an interesting chapter in this championship run.
Well, DJ Kennington and that Castrol team have been calm and loose all day at Riverside.
Earlier in the day, time trials to determine who was where for the Wilson Equipment 300. J.R. Fitzpatrick and his Equipment Express Chevy led the way as he did in practice, a time of 14.576 seconds. That hence the 24-year-old his third pole of the season. As the drivers do their final buckling in, let's send it down trackside to John Ronning for those important words.
Drivers, start your engines.
The engines come to life along the front stretch and the adrenaline level goes up, especially for our championship contenders. All 4 of them will start this race in the top 7. For the last 3 years, the winner of this race has gone on to win the championship. Expect plenty of jockeying for position right to the checkered flag in this one.
It is a long race, but it is a tight racetrack as we ride on board with Noel Dowler. Changed to rear axle after qualifying. He'll start at the back of the pack. There's Martin Edouard, who is going to be the Rookie of the Year for 2012. Ray Quartermanche Jr., driver of the 29, will have an onboard camera inside that Dodge as the field gets set to head off behind the Dodge SRT8 pace car. And we'll take a look at tonight's Pizza starting grid. There's J.R. Fitzpatrick, your pole sitter, alongside the 2010 champion, Scott Steckley. Jason Hathaway drives the 3. He'll start to the inside of row number 2. And Mark Dilley in the 0-2 strong again here. He'll start 4th. DJ Kennington, your points leader, inside of row number 3. And Martin Edouard in the 90. Another strong qualifying effort. There's Andrew Ranger in the 27. And Ron Beauchamp Jr. in the 60. It's row number 4. Row number 5 is Donald Chisholm in the 89. Home track advantage for him, and Jason White, driver of the 21. LP Dumoulin drives the 47. Larry Jackson's back in the 81 in row number 6. And back to row number 7. Kerry Mix behind the wheel of the 56. And Isabelle Tremblay, driver of the 07. Row number 8 is Ray Quartermanche Jr. in the 29. Mike Schultz all the way from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario in the 11. And then row number 9 is Hugo Vanini in the 97. Noel Dowler in the 5. As we mentioned, he will start at the back of the pack. Then row number 10, Dave Connolly in the 82. Joey McComb in the 50. And that is your field here for the Wilson Equipment 300.
Well, Dave, let's have a look at tonight's E3 Spark Plugs race analysis. 300 laps on this fast third-mile oval. Last year it was Scott Steckley taking the win, and a perfect day for racing for these drivers. 20 degrees with a little bit of cloud in the sky. Good day for making horsepower.
And you know what makes this place really, really unique is the high banking in the corners. Makes it very racy, good 2-groove racetrack.
It's going to be a lot of fun, Dave. Let's see if we can talk to our points leader before we go green. DJ Adam Ross in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I got you.
DJ, the last 3 years, the driver that won this race has gone on to also win the championship. Has that been going through your mind or the team's mind here today?
I don't think that's the way it's going to be, but this Castle Ridge car is pretty good, but there's a lot of good cars out here tonight, and I got to go out there and see if we can't get this thing out front, lead some laps, and try to get a win here, Adam.
Good luck, DJ. Have some fun.
3-4, thanks, bud.
Kennington and that Castrol crew have 5 wins to their credit this year. They're going for a 6th here tonight. With more on tonight's event, let's send it down to Todd with tonight's Leland lead up to the green. Todd?
A couple of drivers to keep an eye on as we get ready to go green, guys. The 89 of Donald Chisholm had a 3rd place finish last year. Talked to him before the race. He said the car's a little bit loose, but every late model car he's run here tightens up. He expects to be good at the end. And how about the 81 of Larry Jackson? Had himself a very strong run at Barrie a week ago. He's looking to continue that improvement through the rest of the season. We'll be watching for him tonight as well.
And of course, Jackson driving for Jim Bray. Numerous local companies have come on board to help them out here this weekend.
Dave, Jim Bray has a long history with Jim Hallahan, someone he used to race with, and he said he was moved almost to tears that Jim and some of the local businesses got together and handed him a fair chunk of change for the trip out here to sponsor him for tonight's race.
And don't count the 81 out of this race. He was there, as Todd mentioned, at Barrie as we get set for the green flag here in Antigonish, Nova Scotia. It waves, and we're underway here in the Wilson Equipment 300.
Down into the high bank, turn 1 and 2. J.R. Fitzpatrick loves to lead the first lap. You know he's going to let it all out.
You can see the back end of that car happy as he powers off the turn 2. Still side by side for most of the pack around this racetrack. Now JR will find himself in front of the 22 of Scott Steckley.
Fantastic view from high above. You don't get a sensation of the banking, but look at those trucks parked in the infield. It's hard to explain what a beautiful place this is. Fitzpatrick with the lead, but Scott Steckley right in his tire tracks.
And the infield quite a bit lower than the rest of the facility here, so that's not really blocking your visibility if you're sitting on the front stretch.
No, the sight lines are great. It's just a fantastic place to watch a race. There's DJ Kennington settling into position as Andrew Ranger battles to the inside of Martin Roy.
The 89 of Chisholm with the 21 of Jason White. Leroy hanging on the outside. He led some laps at Barrie Speedway in the Watchung Springs 300 as he'll slide in behind the 27 of Andrew Ranger, now in the 7th position.
Once again, practice pretty well. Qualified 6. We see some sparks fly on these cars. Bottom out just a little bit as Donald Chisholm squeezes up in front of Jason White, and he didn't like that, Dave.
Oh, he didn't at all. He let him know it as White and the Bowers and Wilkins, number 21, right up to the back bumper of the 89 of Donald Chisholm. A Dodge versus a Ford dueling mid-pack here in the early going of this one. But there's a lot of laps here. You can't really get going too much as you see some steam off the Rockstar Energy number 3 of Jason Hathaway.
Dave, we saw this in time trials as well. He was pushing steam out there, and that thing's been going pretty much since the start of the race. That's got to be catching Jason's eye.
And you know what I noticed too? There's a lot of tape on the front grille of that race car, so possibly the crew just missing that and getting him ready. Look at, as compared to the leaders, there's still a good amount of tape on the front of that Dodge Challenger.
You're not kidding. He qualified well, though. Put it in the 2nd row, and he looked good in practice as well.
He has been really, really stout most races, most of the oval track races here in 2012. The 3 team, of course, Jason hampered in 2011 with a broken wrist in the early going of that season and really turned that program around this year.
And they looked so good. You could say in Saskatoon, their luck started to go south a little bit. They were strong early in the season, but hopefully they can get this thing, the temperature down on that engine and have a good run tonight.
Lapping around the 11 of Mike Schultz. He's in 17th position, 11th in points. Good run for his rookie year. Has run all the races of the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series, and this is his first look at this track, so difficult to get used to.
He's gained a lot of experience as we're looking for the battle for 7th. Ron Beauchamp runs in the 8th spot. We're having a look back at Donald Chisholm. What a view. Look at the elevation change. The banking is so severe here, they really get thrown in and out of the corners.
Now have a look here. Your points leader, DJ Kennington, the Castrol Edge Dodge, working to the inside of the 02 of Mark Dilley, 5th spot. Mark that 17 car in 2 as he now goes to work on the 3 of Hathaway, who's big time tail happy. The back end of that car is moving.
And he's still pushing pushing steam out that race car. That has to be a concern for that crew. You can see it as he comes off the corner. That's a lot of steam. And the trouble, Dave, when the steam stops, it doesn't mean the problem's solved. It could mean your engine's out of water.
And the problem here, too, is that Hathaway tucked up behind the 22 of Scott Steckley. Not much air is getting into that small opening anyways. The Kennington car goes to the inside. We got a car around just ahead of that battle. The 5 of Noel Dowler will bring out the caution.
Boy, and did you see DJ Kennington? He was the driver that had to take evasive action there. That could have been a disaster.
And the points tight coming into this one. Again, 14 markers, the difference between the 17 and the 27 of Andrew Ranger. We'll have another look at what happened.
Noel Dowler under quarter launch in the 29. Just ran him out of room. You look at that yellow line. That's the track to the apron. When you get down on the apron, you're going to lose the back end, Dave.
Now it's a battle for 12 spots, and Noel Dowler will find the tail of the field. Your leader continues to be the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick. We'll be back. This NASCAR race on TSN from Nova Scotia is brought to you by Canadian Tire. Love of racing? Bring it on. By Mopar. Authentic performance. And by Super Clean. Available at Canadian Tire. So the 81 of Larry Jackson will get the VTEC free pass on this first caution of the afternoon here at Riverside Speedway, Nantigonish, Nova Scotia. J.R. Fitzpatrick, your leader. Scott Steckley will restart to the outside as they make their way onto the front stretch and back under green here on the Wilson Equipment 300.
Same front row we saw for the original start, and the same great jump by J.R. Fitzpatrick.
Working lap 27, now 28. The 84 will clear the 22 into turns 3 and 4. What a great shot. You can see just how tight that field is and how tight they stay for so long.
Dave, they were like that in practice as well. The top 7 or 8 cars really close in this event. There's a lot of speed out here.
Hathaway has stopped pushing some water out of the overall. No, he hasn't, as I see the steam poke out when he battles side by side with a 17 of DJ Kennington.
A car's running pretty well considering the water it is putting out of it.
Yeah, when you're the driver, you're looking out the windshield, you see that steam. It doesn't necessarily bother you too much. Boy, the spotter's all important here.
And that's got to be the spotter's nightmare. When they clear you, but then they get that run again, they got to get the driver's notice that, hey, there's a car there again, so don't mess up.
Sat on the pole, his third pole of the season. The 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick has led every single lap so far. Now he gets out of shape. Off the bumper, the 22 of Steckley.
And we just heard J.R. Fitzpatrick has some experience in the spotter stand today. Dennis Thompson, the brother of Don Thompson, a great racer in his own right and one of the best spotters this series knows.
Have a look at this battle for 8th spot. Donald Chisholm working on the number 90 of Martin Edouard. Right on board with the 21 of Jason White. Have a listen. White sitting in 10th spot. Having a good run so far here today.
Last week at Barrie Speedway, we talked about how quick they were on the throttle, off the throttle. Here at Nantigonish, listen to these engines wind up.
Track is so smooth and so fast. The top 3 now opening up a bit of a gap. But you look at that 22 of Scott Steckley. He needs a win in 2012. He's yet to reach victory lane.
You know, it goes beyond points now for Scott Steckley. That team's got to win for pride. That's what they're racing for. It hurts them as a team. Each one of them feels it, that they haven't won a race yet, and it bothers them, Dave.
Absolutely. The 90 of Martin Edouard now battling with Chisholm once again. Chisholm, with that home track knowledge, you heard Todd off the top of the show saying every late model type car he's driven here tightens up over the course of the run. That car a little bit loose. It seems to be working just fine now.
Well, and this early in the race, that's right where they want to be. He didn't qualify as well as he often does here. They had some challenges in practice, but he's qualified in the front. He's finished near the front. Maybe starting the day a little bit slower might be the recipe he needs to find that win.
And the way you set up a pass here at Riverside Speedway, you try and drift the car up through the middle of the corner, and then you diamond it off, as DJ Kennington is doing right now on the 22 of Scott Steckley. Just having a peek as we ride on board with the Canadian Tire Dodge. Now Kennington disappears behind the Dodge Challenger of Steckley. Pokes a nose going into turn number 1.
One thing I've always noticed here at this track, Steckley gets a little wiggle there in the middle of the corner. but I've always noticed the drivers are a little more respectful. If they think a driver's got the inside line, at Barrie Speedway, you'll see them slam the door. Here, you're going so fast, you don't want to risk wrecking your race car. See, Scott Steckley left that inside groove for DJ Kennington. Even though he wasn't quite there, he doesn't want to take the chance of losing his race car.
And it's not a little love tap here as Kennington now pulls alongside the 22 of Scott Steckley. That's for second spot. The points leader will take it away. But you make a mistake here, and the consequences are dire.
Absolutely true. Whoa, Chisholm got on the apron there, almost slid up into the driver's door of Mark Dilley as they race for 7th.
Dilley will slot in behind. He had the transmission failure at Barrie after running inside the top 3 all afternoon long. And now J.R. Fitzpatrick working around lap traffic. Ray Quartermass Jr. sitting in 13th spot as we ride on board. He gets a little wiggle there.
That was the points leader he just wiggled with. He got into the 17 of DJ Kennington. There again, DJ Kennington needs to avoid that kind of mishap. He can't afford to have happen what happened at Barrie Speedway.
First good look at the Mopar Dodge, the 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr. here this afternoon. And he's quietly been picking up the pace in the last half of the 2012 season. He's putting together some pretty solid runs. Now he's under pressure, though, from Donald Chisholm as Chisholm will dive it off the corner in the Ford Fusion. 6th spot, changing hands.
Wow, what a great run Chisholm got. Runs Beauchamp up the track just a little bit to make sure he's got the line. And Donald Chisholm makes another pass. He's on the move.
Another driver who is on the move is your points leader, DJ Kennington, in the number 17 Dodge. He won 5 straight races through the middle part of this season, but has yet to visit victory lane 6 as they go side by side. They almost touch.
Well, this is an important spot. If DJ can hold the lead at the start-finish line, that's 1 point. There he goes. DJ Kennington gets a bonus point.
Still there. Following him, still there.
You hear it all the time. It sounds sort of cliche, but it's big picture racing, and you got to collect as many points as you can. That's why DJ Kennington's crew fixed that car just to come out and pick up 1 position at Barrie Speedway.
You have to do everything that you can. Scott Steckley has not let up. We've got problems. Oh, that's Jason Hathaway in the 3. The engine is running.
And that will come as good news to the 3 team as they watch this car head down pit lane. He was pushing water out through the start of this race. Ever since the drop of the green, that water has stopped as he pulls down pit lane. Todd standing by. Todd?
He had a great starting spot, but starting to drop back. Drew is going to try to get some water in that radiator and cool things down for Jason Hathaway.
And Jason Hathaway has killed the engine. No more fire under the snap-on number 3. What a tough break after Jason Hathaway qualified so well, Dave.
And the brakes get tougher as we stay under green. So the 3 car, the snap-on Dodge of Jason Hathaway, going many, many laps down here at Riverside Speedway. As the race continues with DJ Kennington, your race leader. J.R. Fitzpatrick holding down second, and the 22 of Scott Steckley rounding up the top 3.
So far, a great battle, but DJ Kennington has gotten out front and put a bit of a gap between himself and J.R. Fitzpatrick. Great action so far tonight in Antigonish. You're watching NASCAR on TSN.
Natural Edge Mahindra Tractor Dodge of DJ Kennington leads the Wilson Equipment 300. His nearest competitor in the points chase, the 27 of Andrew Ranger, as his Dodge dialed in here on lap 87.
Well, Dave, he's chasing the 89 of Donald Chisholm for the 4th spot. But someone is leaking some oil or fluids on the racetrack, according to the reports we're hearing.
Oh, yeah, then take a look.
Oh, you can barely see out that windshield. That's Andrew Ranger with not a very nice view of the Chisholm 89.
It has to be mentioned, too, that Wayne Grout, the crew chief on the GCMI nationwide program, has come over to Riverside to help out with Andrew's championship run.
You know, and when I talked to Dave just before the race, he said Wayne, with Tim Ellis, who's the crew chief on that car, really communicated well with Andrew Ranger, and they've got some interesting ideas on what Wayne's done with late models down south that seem to be working for Ranger in the 27.
A lot of people forget, too, that 27 car does have a win here at Riverside Speedway, so he can get it done. But right now, it's been all the 17 of DJ Kennington. He's doing exactly what he needs to do to win the championship. Locked up the left front tire as we get a caution and a big hit for Hugo Vanini and Mike Schultz.
Man, Hugo Vanini did not get much sleep this week as we see the yellow flag waving. That's almost identical damage to what he suffered at Barrie last week. Let's have another look here as we go on board. Looks like the Noel Dowler 5 we're on board with is Mike Scholes in the 11.
And Vanini gets crossways, and then it looks like there could be some fluid on the track. Those two cars got way too loose very similarly.
They were really sliding on the track, but look at pit road. Donald Chisholm comes to a stop at the 89. Here goes Mark Dilley to the attention of that crew. Todd?
The leaders beginning to arrive for their scheduled pit stops. It'll be a number of stops for most of the front runners. The 17 car going to take left side tires the first time by. Same story with the 27. The 80 already has fuel. He'll be back around for tires.
Todd said first time by, they'll be back down pit lane to get more service as Kennington comes in. Down and away from that crew. Martin Noah is down and out, and so is the 0-2 of Mark Dilley. There's Andrew Ranger, who hopefully get a clean windshield on the front end of that Dodge Challenger. And here comes the leaders for round number 2.
Some of them took tires the first time. Some of them took fuel the first time. Interesting strategy. Tires take a little bit longer generally than fuel, Dave.
Here's the Canadian Tire crew cam. Watch this happen. There's a spring rubber going in the left rear of the Scott Steckley number 22. The tire back on. They got to chase a lug nut. That's going to cost them some time.
Well, the spring rubber would slow down their stop anyhow. Wow! Ranger being pushed back as Fitzpatrick was going out. They load the fuel into that race car, and they're working hard to clean the windshield. Steckley's stop was a little slower to put the spring rubber in, but if he likes the car better, it'll be well worth it. We'll be back with the Wilson Equipment 300.
Welcome back to Riverside Speedway as TSN brings to you the 11th installment of the 2012 NASCAR Canadian Tire Series. Martin Noah leads the Wilson Equipment 300 here on lap 105. Getting ready for green, and it waves once again.
Green flag is out. They battle down into turn 1, and the outside groove got into turn 1 a whole lot better, but Fitzpatrick with a big wiggle on it too.
And he's way off the pace down the back straightaway. You saw a number of drivers jump hard on the brakes, but Fitzpatrick back up to speed, now battling with the 17 of Kennington.
Martin Noah not complaining. That gives him a few car lengths ahead of DJ Kennington. Of course, Kennington and Fitzpatrick made pit stops. They've got some fresh rubber on those race cars.
Keep an eye on that 27 of Andrew Ranger inside the top 5 comfortably. And now the 0-2 of Mark Dilley works his way around the 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr.
Isabel Trombley in the 07. You just saw a car shoot up the racetrack. She's done that a couple of times tonight where the car just loses the front end, and she did a good job not knocking the wall down there, Dave.
Boy, this is a tough place to have a car that badly handled because it is so quick. We'll have another look at this start.
Martin Noah with a good jump. J.R. Fitzpatrick just looked like he wanted a little too much out of that corner, and you lose the car, and it just skates away. Watch how busy his hands are going to get here.
Boy, he did a lot of pedaling.
He took his right hand. He had to correct so far. He took his right hand off the wheel because there was nowhere for it to go.
Now remember, they're just off pit stop. They got brand new Goodyear tires. Maybe not as much stick as the 84 needed. Right off the hop as the 17 of DJ Kennington works underneath the 90 of Martin Noah. Interesting ROY, Rookie of the Year. That's where that 90 is headed here this year.
He's definitely destined for it, and he earned it. And we're seeing Donald Chisholm battle with the 5 and Noel Dowler. Chisholm picking up another spot. Man, he's had to pass a lot of race cars tonight.
Yeah, and he actually went a lap down while in the pits. These two cars, the first 2 cars a lap down, so they're battling for that position to be in the VTEC free pass area the next time we get a caution.
Scott Steckley with that spring rubber in the left rear of the 22, battling for 5th with Ron Beauchamp Jr. He's got that preferred line on the inside. I don't see Beauchamp hanging in there too long, but he's giving him a pretty good fight, Dave.
Yeah, Beauchamp's starting to work in that outside groove, and that's going to be needed a little bit later on this race when business picks up, as they say. Donald Chisholm now ducks to the inside. He'll back out of that pass on the 22, completed on the 60, though. Let's go down pit side, check in with Todd, who's standing by with the driver out of the race. Todd?
Jason, frustrating to have your night end early. Did you have any indication the car was getting hot and that there was a real problem?
No, it was getting hot there last week in Barrie, and we checked the motor over, had it all checked over by the engine builder. Everything looked all right, but 40 laps in, we were running, I think, 3rd or 4th or something, and I don't know, it just started to get hot. We don't want to wreck another motor. We wrecked 2 already this year, so pull it in, motor up, let's go home.
They had a rough weekend in Montreal on the road course, with engine troubles on that Snap-on Tools number 3. So Jason Hathaway will unload in Kawartha, where he has a victory, and he'll no doubt be quick.
He'd love to get back to victory lane. You saw Larry Jackson got freight trained in a hurry. He's reported he hasn't had brakes in that car since about lap 40, so he did the right thing. He's really getting out of it, not getting in the leader's way, but tough way to drive without brakes.
Absolutely, especially at a place like this, and such a long distance yet to be completed. On board the 84, J.R. Fitzpatrick chasing the 90 of Martin Awa, now starting a logjam in behind the 90 of Awa as the leader continues to stretch away into lap traffic, going around the 29 of Ray Quartermash Jr. Saw a flash of the 11, Mike Schultz.
Well, and those two drivers are battling themselves for the 11th spot, so they've got their own race going on while the leader's coming up. There's a lot happening at the same time there.
Now he's in clean air, though. That's exactly what DJ Kennington wants to see. And here comes this group battling for second on back. J.R. Fitzpatrick, a good move to the inside as they'll drag race down the back straightaway, and he will complete the pass on the 90 of Martin Awa.
And J.R. Fitzpatrick really set that up with the lapped car and dove into the hole, thread the needle. But look at Martin Awa spiraling back through the field.
Yeah, but you know what? He's a smart driver, and he's got Mario Gosselin helping him out as crew chief this year. They'll be talking in his ear and preaching patience as well. It's still pretty early going in this race. You give some, and you'll get some towards the end.
And he doesn't have any tires on yet either. So this is not the time to challenge as Ray Quartermash right in front of J.R. Fitzpatrick. Here goes Ranger to the inside.
And these two got together in the final few laps of the last race, and there they go again. Fitzpatrick up the hill. He gathers it back up, but Andrew Ranger will take over the position.
I wouldn't even begin to know what caused that. Fitzpatrick was already past Quartermash unless he saw something out the corner of his eye and got him up into that speedy drive. But boy, that was nearly a situation.
Looked to me like the 27 may have made contact with the 84 of Fitzpatrick. Sixth spot now belongs to the 90 of Martin Awa. The 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr. has been coming for the last couple laps.
Well, and you can see how far Awa is falling back. Look at Scott Steckley to the outside of Mark Tilley.
Steckley fell back during that round of pit stops as they put a spring rubber in the left rear, but that car seems to be working just fine. Doesn't seem to be ill handling at all right now. Of course, he came in, he was in second. Didn't look too bad then either.
When you can drive to the outside of a competitor on the lead lap to make a move, you've got confidence in your race car, Dave.
There is your leader, DJ Kennington, as we hit the Tim Hortons halfway update. We've had 3 leaders so far this evening, 4 lead changes. 2 cautions have slowed the field for a total of 14 laps. And, of course, local boy Donald Chisholm in the 89, 9th place. He's 1 lap down, but that car has been very quick. Now let's crank it up. The Bowers & Wilkins sounds of the race as we start off in the 21, who sits in 8th.
You gotta love the sound of the horsepower here at Riverside, Dave. Completely different from last week. It actually gets to wind itself up and get the power to the ground here at Riverside. This is a track for drivers who like going fast.
So there is the 21 of Jason White tucked in behind the 27 of Andrew Ranger and the 07 of Isabelle Tremblay.
And Tremblay shot back up to the outside there. She's being overtaken by some of the lead lap cars, and she filled that hole in a hurry as we look at the National Tomlinson, number 81 of Larry Jackson.
Well, promising day turned into a frustrating one with a lagger. Breaks it off the pace, the 27 of Andrew Ranger. Did he touch the wall? Now he cuts in front of the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick. A tire likely down on the GCMI Dodge.
That car would not make the turn, and that's more than a tire.
Yeah.
That looks like maybe a tie rod end on the 27 as that wheel wobbling all over the place.
Something damaged big time in the right front corner of the 27 of Andrew Ranger as he heads down pit lane. The crew will go to work. He's on the right side.
Well, and Andrew Ranger having to back the car up just a little bit as they jack the right side up. They'll pull that right front off, and it looks like car chief Randy Smith having a look up there underneath. Whatever's the problem is going to take a little bit to fix. Let's go on board. And and you could hear it break. You could almost hear it flopping around. He did a great job to not stuff that in the fence.
Final stop for the 17 car. Crew goes to work on the right side. 2 fresh Goodyears, and then DJ Kennington's scheduled stops will be done for the night. The 84 also along pit road along with the 22, who's getting his first fresh tires.
So for the first time, Scott Steckley pulls in and takes on tires. He's going to have much fresher left sides than some of them. Same with Martin Roy. We know he hadn't taken on tires just yet, Dave.
Well, he's going to feel like Superman when we get set for the next restart. We're 186 laps in here in Nova Scotia. Welcome back to Riverside Speedway and race number 11 of the 2012 NASCAR Canadian Tire Series. I'm Dave Bradley. Along with me is Adam Ross, and Todd Lewis is in the pits as we restart here on lap 189. The leader is DJ Kennington in the 17.
J.R. Fitzpatrick with a great restart on the outside, and he gets around Kennington coming out of 2.
The VTEC free pass, that time going to the 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr. A great restart for the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick. Remember, he struggled on the outside in the last time they took the green.
Well, and for a lap or 2, he was running the higher groove. He's running a little bit higher than DJ Kennington, but he seems to be able to carry some momentum up there.
That's all this track is a big momentum track, getting that momentum built and then trying to keep it. But here is a gaggle of race cars as Beauchamp tries to work his way up from the back. And there's the 21 of Jason White. Isabel Tremblay in there too.
As we go on board with Noel Dowler.
Outside. Outside. Outside.
And that's spotter Chris Wright.
Outside, going to 90. Going to 90.
Who's a pretty big-time crew chief from down south. He works with the Timmy Hill Nationwide program. You remember, Timmy Hill made his first NASCAR Canadian Tire Series start at Montreal.
Pretty sharp cat, Chris Wright. And we've got him stacked up at the front. 4 in a row, nose to tail. Fitzpatrick still running that higher groove. DJ Kennington, the one thing I've seen him do better than everybody else tonight is put the power down on the inside.
Turn the center of the corner. That's exactly what he did to set up that pass on the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick. He's got that car rolling so much better than anybody else through the center. He's able to pick up the power, as you mentioned, but he still can't complete the pass. How about the 84 hanging on the outside?
Wow, and DJ went way up the hill there. J.R. Fitzpatrick didn't have a lot of room, but boy, is he able to keep his momentum from the high side.
Scott Steckley, look at him lurking. The defending series champion. He's looking ahead going, the 84's hanging on the outside. Maybe I'll try it as he took a look.
And I think J.R. Fitzpatrick has found something here on the high side. It almost looks like he's frustrating DJ Kennington, leaving that hole open for DJ, but there's nothing he can do with him.
Now the 90 of Martin Roy battling with the 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr. and the 07 of Isabel Tremblay. There's Noel Dowler and the MCO Dodge as well, tightly packed. And there's battles going on all around this racetrack. How about 3 wide?
Oh, that's not what they wanted to see as Ray Quartermont did the 2 wide with Scholes. Look at the move, Steckley and Mark Dilley down into 3. Oh my goodness, both of them spin out into the corner.
And obviously coming out here is Mike Schultz and dove right down to the inside wall. The leaders lighting up their tires to try and get going before going a lap down. We'll have another look at this as we try to sort out. There goes Schultz to the inside, and Ray Quartermont is in the black car. Schultz comes up to take the corner, but they're already 2 wide, Steckley and Dilley are.
And it's almost nobody's fault. Schultz had to come up to the racetrack. Well, maybe I'm mistaken. That might have been somebody's fault, Dave. Mike Schultz, you'd rather see the lap car jump on the brakes, but there you see it. He's right on the yellow line. You can't get any lower than that.
He's doing his best. You saw Steckley shake his head, and Beauchamp's in.
60 car gets the Lucky Dog free pass, the last caution. This one, they're taking advantage of it to come in and get right side tires and a wedge adjustment on the right rear.
Of course, he got the VTEC free pass, so unable to make a stop as Mike Schultz will also come down pit lane and pick up some fresh right side Goodyear tires on the 11 car. But your leader continues to be the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick, and we're under 100 to go. The 4th restart in the evening in beautiful Nova Scotia for the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series as J.R. Fitzpatrick will lead them through 3 and 4 and on their way back to green. Your points leader, DJ Kennington, up on the outside, but he'll lose a car length down the front stretch.
And the hometown crowd getting towards the edge of their seat. Donald Chisholm got the free pass that time. and they're excited to see their Andy Ganesh boy closer to the front.
And what a fantastic crowd it is here, isn't it?
You know, it filled in late. They keep coming in, but they're being treated to some fantastic racing. And here we have that top three. Who else would you expect? Fitzpatrick, Kennington, Scott Steckley duking it out nose to tail.
Yeah, it has to be mentioned, too, that John Chisholm and Paul McLean, they do a wonderful show. Here's some racing the night before the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series at this wonderful facility. And another packed crowd for that one, too. These Maritime people love their racing.
We just saw Andrew Ranger in the 27. He's 4 laps down to the leaders out there, but plugging along, trying to collect some points as we're looking at the battle for 7th between Martin Roy and Jason White.
Jason White had a miserable night at Barrie Speedway, looking for something better here at Riverside. Andy Ganesh.
He was fast in practice earlier on. He was practicing with DJ Kennington and a bit with Andrew Ranger, and he was pushing them all around the racetrack.
Well, that's his teammate. The 17 is Kennington gets into the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick. This is a dice for the lead, and Kennington has that spot once again on the inside, but Fitzpatrick is so good up in that high groove.
You know, I almost think J.R. Fitzpatrick wants Kennington on the inside. That car looks more comfortable up high, but he's going to have to fight hard. Kennington pushes him up towards the wall.
How about last year's race winner, the 22 of Scott Steckley, still searching for victory lane here in 2012. Not much between those top two cars. DJ Kennington will nose into the lead. Here comes Fitzpatrick, the Equipment Express Chevy, back on the outside. They'll rub coming off of corner number 4.
JR drives that thing deep down into the corners on the outside, but DJ Kennington with a shorter distance on the bottom. This is some great short track racing.
The harder you drive, the harder it is to keep that car on the inside as Kennington starting to wash up the racetrack just a little bit, making light contact with the 84 Fitzpatrick. No doubt these two drivers smiling inside those race cars because this looks like a blast.
I'm not sure how big they're smiling right now. I mean, there's some frustration in the 84 J.R. Fitzpatrick as they make even more contact. I think it's fun, but he's tired of getting beat by that 17.
Well, he's going to lose one spot, maybe two, as the 22 of Scott Steckley is going to take over that inside lane, and they make contact as well.
The smoke flies. That's tire on tire. Scott Steckley down low. Fitzpatrick on the outside. Let's see if either one of them may have cut a tire.
Wasn't too many laps before that we saw both Steckley and Dilly sitting backwards on the racetrack as Isabelle Tremblay and the 07 and the 5 of Noel Dowler battle side by side. That's for 10th spot.
Once again, we've got DJ Kennington out in front of J.R. Fitzpatrick as we head to break. Giulio Montanari likes what he sees, though, on the pit box. We'll be back on TSN.
The number 17 of St. Thomas, Ontario's DJ Kennington continues to lead the Wilson Equipment 300 as we get down to the final few laps. And there is Kennington. You see the gap he has back to the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick as Kennington now on the backstretch. And here is a battle a little deeper in the field. The 22 of Scott Steckley, the 02 of Mark Dilly, and there is Martin Awan, the 90, and the 89 of Donald Chisholm.
Oh, and a tough break for the 11 of Mike Scholes. Something has gone wrong on that 11 machine, and he is pulled off the racetrack.
Yeah, you saw him just wheel down pit lane. A heartbreak for that team. They have been in most of the races here in their rookie season, the 2012 NASCAR Canadian Tire Series, and that's a pretty tough feat to accomplish.
You know, they're still looking for the speed that they want out of that race car, but he's seen most of the checkered flags this year. He's made it to the finish.
Seat time is important. Kennington leads by a pretty wide margin now. Her good friend, the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick, but Fitzpatrick will start digging. You see, we're under 30 laps to go. Here at Riverside Speedway in Andy Ganesh, Nova Scotia. Scott Steckley now trailing the 84 of Fitzpatrick and the 02 of Mark Dilly. Another solid run in an oval for that 02 car.
You know, for a lot of laps, and there's Ron Beauchamp in the 60 closing in. For a lot of laps, we saw these cars all over each other. Now a couple of car lengths between them, and their goal, all of them, is to catch that leader.
Suspension issues for the 29 of Ray Courtemanche Jr., so his evening will end prematurely as well. But now, the car on the move. The Canadian Tire Dodge of Scott Steckley. He's closed up now on the back bumper of the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick.
Well, just as we said, there was a bit of a gap. Steckley closes in on the Fitzpatrick number 84, and he's really applying the pressure.
You remember major changes during that first round of pit stops for the 22 team.
J.R. Fitzpatrick. Oh, yellow flag is out. We've got a caution on the speedway.
And you see the 89 of Chisholm smoking heavily down the front straightaway. The 47 of LP Dumoulin and the WeatherTech.ca Dodge in there too. Riding on board Noel Dowler in the MCO Dodge, and it looks like just contact.
Dowler got a little bit loose and trying to save it. He collected the 89 of Chisholm.
Lap cars racing lead lap cars. The 89 was on the lead lap. Your leader continues to be Kennington. Welcome back to TSN and the Wilson Equipment 300 of the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series as we prepare to go back to green. Lap 282, the VTEC free pass during this caution, going to the 90 of Martin Hinois. 7 cars remain on the lead lap, and we're back up to speed.
Down into 1 and 2, DJ Kennington, so smooth on the throttle. He'll pull out, but look at that 3-car battle for second.
You saw Kennington get a little bit crossways, getting off of turn number 2, and Dilly battling alongside the 22 of Scott Steckley, the number 60 Mopar Dodge of Ron Beauchamp. He's been up and he's been down, he's been a lap down, and now sitting inside the top 5. Great run for that team.
You know, Beauchamp and the 02 of Mark Dilly, we haven't said a whole lot about either of them tonight, but here they are striking late in the race, Dave.
To the outside goes the 89 of Donald Chisholm, and have a look on board the 22 of Steckley.
And look at that head. It stays straight ahead. His spotter's going to tell him if there's someone on the inside. He has nothing but focus out that windshield.
Pretty clear there is somebody on the inside. And Saron Beauchamp, he's digging.
Well, it's clear to us because the camera's pointed that direction.
But Beauchamp hungry for that position, and that car working very, very well as we run on board 7th place now currently for the 21 of Jason White.
Jason White quietly having a pretty good run out there. Looking to make a move late in the race, but 7th spot in this long race is a good job for White.
Everybody sort of settling down, getting ready for the stretch run here in the Wilson Equipment 300. DJ Kennington not settling down. He is setting a blistering pace and opening up a gap in front of the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick. Right on board with Mark Dilly.
I just love the sound of the onboards. I can watch them all night long. Dilly so smooth out there, looking for that spot to make a move on Fitzpatrick as Kennington having his way with the field with laps winding down.
And you've mentioned it already here this evening. It is really telling to watch the driver's hands inside those race cars and find out who's handling and who's not, because it all depends on how much your hands are moving.
It's a hard concept to explain too. The less work you do as a driver, the faster you're usually going. So when you feel like you're working really hard in the car and you must be going fast, you're probably not as quick as the guy. And we'll look at it right here. Calm and smooth on the wheel, as fast on the racetrack.
You can see him just leaning in. He grabs the top of the steering wheel as we get into the latter stages. So Mark Dilly might be a little bit tired inside that Ford Fusion. The Leland Industries 0-2, but another solid run. He finished on the podium at Saskatoon as your leader continues to pace the field. White flag is up. 1 more lap to go. DJ Kennington just has to keep his nose clean for 1 more tour of this 3rd of a mile. Riverside Speedway eases it through 3 and 4. The Castrol Edge Dodge will win for the 6th time in 2012.
And he's excited. Fitzpatrick comes home second. Dilly, Steckley, and Beauchamp round out the top 5.
Think he's pumped. In a moment, we'll talk to DJ Kennington at Victory Lane. Welcome back to Riverside Speedway as DJ Kennington has just won for the 6th time in the 2012 NASCAR Canadian Tire Series. Let's head down to Victory Lane. Todd?
DJ Kennington is a winner. Gets high fives and gets congratulations from the crew and team. DJ Kennington gets a hug from his sister Deanna. You won here in 2010. You won a championship. Said before, if we win, nobody can catch us. You did the job.
Absolutely, Todd. What a great race team. I'm telling you right now, David White, Sammy, Spud, Freeman. I can't say enough about my guys. They're amazing. It's been an awesome year so far. We got to try to go and finish this thing off at Kawartha. The Castrol Edge, Mahindra Tractors, Brian Cathcart Trucking, Tachi Power Tools, everybody that helps us out, I can't thank them enough. And my dad never quits working so hard, and I'm so proud of him for everything he's done for me. And rough one at Barrie, but we bounced back to this. Go home, see my wife. Gonna have a baby here in November. I'm excited. I can't wait to see you, babe. Love you. And we'll get on to Kawartha.
Kawartha next week. Maybe it'll be 7, but it's 6 wins on the season now for DJ Kennington.
That is win number 17 in this series. He has already locked up the best winning percentage in the 6-year history of this series, Dave.
And we'll take a look at the top 10 finishers here in the Wilson Equipment 300. Have a look. Ron Beauchamp Jr. inside the top 5. Donald Chisholm with a 6th place finish. And Noel Dowler inside the top 10. And Isabel Tremblay with a good run in the 07 as well. Let's go down and talk to 2nd place finisher.
J.R. Fitzpatrick comes up 1 spot short. I can see the frustration on your face. This team's close, but haven't quite been able to crack that oval victory in quite a while.
Yeah, I mean, we're so close, at the end of a run, we're getting better. Now we're on a loose side instead of the tight side, but this car is so finicky, and we're trying really hard to get it perfect, but obviously we got a full straightaway to catch up here, and obviously we're not going to do it, so, pretty sure the 17 just locked up the championship, but I'll take 2nd again.
J.R. Fitzpatrick, 2nd place here in Antigonish.
You know what? He's got nothing to hang his head about. He's won twice in 2012. As J.R. Fitzpatrick now sits 2nd in the point standings, but 23 points back of DJ Kennington. Andrew Ranger drops 1 spot to 3rd, chasing 30 points back. Todd's with a Barrie, Ontario native. Todd?
Mark Dilley, the 3rd place finisher. Strong run for this 0-2 team tonight.
Yeah, the guys just keep giving me great equipment. It's every week. I mean, we just need to get a little bit of luck. They were making adjustments that I called, and I called for too much of an adjustment on the last stop and just made it a little loose. So, but I'm happy, I'm happy for all our sponsors, Johnsonville, Leland, Beyond Digital, Parts Source, just everybody that helps us. I mean, I can't say enough, Armor All, S2P. I'm happy, and the guys did a great job. That's the main thing.
Down in Victory Lane, Peter Fahey hands DJ Kennington the trophy. Win number 17 for the driver of the number 17.
The Wilson Equipment 300 has been brought to you by E3 Spark Plugs, born to burn. By Bowers & Wilkins, available at Future Shop. And by Castrol Edge with Syntec Power Technology.
Dave, there's the Castrol Edge crew celebrating win number 6 on the season.
They'll wrap it up next weekend, the finale, the Pinty's 250 from Kawartha Speedway just outside Peterborough, Ontario. From all of us at TSN, we'll see you there.